Hi, today we're going to make a solargraphy camera. Solargraphy uses photo paper to record an image of the movement of the sun across the heavens. For this you'll need 2 soda cans. Notice on the soda can that at the top it comes in. We're going to cut this soda can off at the top, around the edge, above where it bulges out. I've done one already here. You can do this by using a utility knife and cutting in at the top. Now, utility knives are sharp. Don't let it touch your skin. Cut away from yourself. Don't cut towards yourself. So you just stick it into the edge of the can and cut. It's easiest about halfway in this edge. Right. And I find it easiest if I cut a little bit, pull the utility knife out, and cut some more. Now the edges will be sharp. Just keep your fingers away from the edges of the can. This last little bit will be hard. I'm going to use scissors on it. Trim this little edge away. So there is my soda can. This will be the base of the can. I'm actually going to use this one. It's a nice 7-Up can. And then I need to cut my second can at the bottom, about an inch from the bottom. Oops. I can use scissors and cut this can in and cut around it. Just trimming it up, trying to get all the burrs out of it. It's pretty good. It's ragged. This aluminum that aluminum cans have is very, very thin. Don't twist your finger around that or you'll cut it. Now this will become the top to this because it'll slide over the bevel and push down and make a nice, light, tight top to our can, to our camera, our solargraphy camera. Okay, so I sent you a package that has a paper bag inside. It has a small wrapped lens and a piece of sandpaper. You'll need to supply a tack or a needle of some sort. So I'm going to use this needle to poke a hole in this can. And I'm going to try to find the center of it. I think right around this red dot would be good. And I'm going to use the pin, stick it in, but don't catch your fingers. That's going to be our pinhole, the lens for our camera. We then need to take the sandpaper we have and sand down the burr that's inside of the camera. There is a burr where the pin went through. Watch out about the outside edges. I'm going to take some tape. This is just black electrical tape. You can use any tape you want. And I'm going to take my sandpaper and tape it around a pencil. And then I'm going to use this edge of this sandpaper to sand my hole, so I don't have to stick my finger in the camera. That hole that we pushed through with the pin has left a dimple inside the can, and that will cause a tunnel-like effect to happen on your images, and it won't give you a nice broad image circle. Not great continuity here. A different sweater and the tabletop's changed. But I had this great idea a week after doing the video that when trying to sand the burr inside the camera, it's really hard because you can't get your fingers in there. So I'm going to try to get my fingers in with the pin and poke it through the camera, the can, from the inside. There we go. Now my burr's on the outside of the camera, and it's easy to sand off. The paper I sent you is photo paper, and it's old, and it's no good for regular darkroom work, but we'll be able to do a couple of photo projects with this paper, and we'll be able to, even though it's light sensitive, we can remove it in room light for short periods of time, and it won't affect the paper, because we're not going to develop it in the traditional sense of the darkroom. So just pull out one sheet of paper and leave the rest in the bag. And it might be a good idea to, the bag is kind of thin, but you can put it back into your mailing envelope and it'll keep it nice and fresh for us. This is the piece of paper. It is light sensitive, and if I put this in a regular standard developer for photographic materials, it would turn black immediately. But this paper will capture the image of the sun by darkening over a period of time. So put this in your, find your pinhole. My pinhole is right here. Cup this with the glossy, shiny side facing the pinhole and slide it into your camera. So my pinhole is up there and my paper is around that, like there. So this will point towards the sun outside, and the light will come in and capture around that curve. This is going to be the seal for it, the base, the top. And I'm just going to push it down like this. These cans are, this can is the 7-Up can, and the silver adult beverage can seems to be slightly different size, but that's okay. I'm going to take my electrical tape. If your cans are both the same, they will match almost perfectly, and will slide on effortlessly. I'm going to attach this around my seam And this plastic electrical tape is very good for this. It's fairly inexpensive from a normal hardware store. Maybe $2 a roll. Here's another little crack in this. I'm going to seal that up. And this will make a nice weatherproof seal for our cameras. So they can be left outside for a long period of time. Right, there it is. Here is my pinhole. It's a nice, light-tight Solargraphy camera. Very easy to make. We're going to make these as soon as you get your package of materials from me. You can make one of these and then set it up outside. It's best to, you could put this on a window ledge. You might want to think about what's in front of the camera. Trees or objects like that are kind of cool. You want to have this either pointing south, east, or west so that it captures the sun trail. And setting just like this is fine. You could tilt it up. Whatever you do, you need to securely fasten this to something, like the side of a window, a fence, a limb of a tree. Use electrical tape or packing tape or duct tape, something like that, to wrap it on and attach it firmly. You're going to leave this. We're going to leave these there for. I would suggest that you leave it there for 1 week and then open up the camera and see what the image looks like. So I'm going to put this up for 1 week and then show you the results of this. Then I'm going to load the camera up and expose it for the remainder of the semester. And at the end of the semester, we'll open our cameras up and look to see what we've captured. Okay? So this is my Solargraphy camera. Here's my pinhole. It needs to face west or south. I'm going to tape it to the outside of my fence, my railing. Facing southwest. Use another wrap of tape. The top. And there, it should stay well. I'll come back in a week.